The Hypixel games tier list. It's a tier list, I don't know what to say, so
don't forget to join the Discord.
Let's start off with Dropper. Hypixel could have made Dropper just some normal boring Dropper maps that you can find on pretty much any parkour server, but no, they made a competitive game, which is a better idea than just having it as maps. Once you spawn in, you wait a few seconds and then you jump down and try and not hit any blocks and land in the water at the bottom. In Hypixel's version, there's 2 easy maps, 2 medium maps and 1 hard map. You start with a time limit of 10 minutes, but that will decrease the more people finish all the maps. I think it halves every time, so it goes, the first person finishes, it goes to 5 minutes, the next person finishes, it goes to 2.5 minutes. I'm not sure about the rest of it. This might shock you, but the 2 easy maps are easy, the 2 medium maps are medium, and the hard map is actually hard. Too hard for me to complete, in fact. It might have been just this particular map, but I could not do it to save my life. So if there's anyone with power in Hypixel, just remove the Dropper map gears, no one likes it. I think turning Dropper into a competitive game is quite a good idea, so I think it's deserving of B tier. World Wars. It's quite a new one, just off the streets of the prototype lobby. I've heard that it's apparently a rip-off of some Minecraft Monday or Minecraft Championship game, but basically what you do in it is you select a kit, go to middle, kill people and then fill in your wall. You have some abilities and things, that's about it. World Wars is a pretty good game, but I wouldn't want to grind it, so I think B tier. For Skyblock, there's more content that I could dream of talking about in this video, but the basic idea is you have this private island, you have public island, you can do stuff on them, you can kill stuff, you can get resources, you can craft stuff, and it's basically just a grinding based game, but there's so much crazy stuff in it, like custom bosses. It really shows you what crazy things are actually possible in Minecraft. Skyblock is probably one of the most well-made games on the server, if not the most, but I don't really enjoy the kind of grindy type of games. I prefer competition, so in my opinion I think it deserves, in my opinion I think it deserves A tier. It has like 30,000 players, so the server would be pretty much dead without it. Sky Wars. Who doesn't love a game of Sky Wars? Well, I know I would a bit more if I didn't get f***ed in the arse every single game. You spawn in a cage, you drop down, you raid some chests, you bridge to middle, you get stuff from middle if you're lucky enough, and then you either kill people or die. To be 100% honest, I think I did the die part a lot more in these recordings. It took about 10 games to get 1 singular kill. Sky Wars is the easiest to rage at, but it's such a classic game, and I think it deserves A tier. Murder Mystery. In this game you can be the murderer, the innocent, or the detective. The murderer kills the innocent and the detective kills the murderer. If the detective gets killed, then the innocent can pick up the boat and kill the murderer. But basically the playing experience for innocents, because you will most likely be innocents every game, almost every game, is just walk around and wait to get stabbed. Murder Mystery is quite good, but it's pretty just boring if you're not the murderer or the detective, because you just run around waiting to get stabbed. So I think it deserves C tier. Housing. I'd like to imagine this as Roblox on Hypixel, because it's a bit like it. In Roblox you make your own games, like Roblox doesn't hire anyone to make the games, they just have the kids do it, and Hypixel is basically letting everyone just make games, free builds, parkours. Those are the only really popular houses on housing. I do enjoy myself messing up some builds in a free build or a housing parkour every once in a while, but I don't see why you would play this like 10 hours a day. There's just better games on the server to play. Housing does have the occasional good parkour or free build or game that someone makes, but a lot of it just isn't that good. But the majority of stuff is like alright. I think it's deserving of B tier. The TNT games. Notice how games is a plural. I played TNT Run in this recording, but there's nothing objectively wrong with any of the other games. But I just want to keep the video for a bit shorter. So in TNT Run, you spawn in with about 24 other players, and you all walk across blocks that disappear below you. In this game, you don't want to have much human contact, because you're quite likely to fall if you do that. So it's a bit like a real life simulator. If you fall through an empty space, you go down to the next floor. I believe there's about 4 or 5 floors, I'm not sure, and you lose when you fall through the last one. You could save yourself a few times with the double jump. Every game in the TNT games lobby is fun. I think TNT Run is definitely S tier, and the other ones are A, B and C tier, so I think it's deserving of A tier. Arcade games. I think I should also mention the plural in the name. There's so many games in this lobby that I'm just going to cover the ones with the most players. So first, zombies, you shoot zombies and you buy stuff and you try not to die. Next, party games, you do things like parkour, hitting people off a platform, trying not to fall into lava and jumping over smoke, and shooting people with pigs. Capture the Wall is capture the flag but with very epic Minecraft PvP and sweats. Just capturing your flag like every 2 seconds because they're in a party and they're like level 400. Hypixel says, Simon says, but it's in Minecraft. Arcade games has a lot of good games for people who don't want to play PvP, but sadly a lot of the games are just dead, but the ones that aren't dead are good. So I think it deserves B tier. Duels. I think I should mention the oh no, I think I've said that too many times now. Duels is 1 versus 1, maybe 2 versus 2, maybe 4 versus 4 PvP. Most popular ones are Skywars Duels, Classic Duels, Sumo Duels, UHC Duels and Bridge. Classic Duels and UHC Duels are the same, so I'm not playing UHC Duels, but Bridge has like a sub-community, like a subculture. It has so many servers dedicated to it. YouTube channels that have got famous off one Hypixel duel. Yeah, so there's not much else to it. It's duels, but a bit laggier than every other server that focuses on duels. I think it's deserving of A tier because it made Bridge and Bridges popular. So yeah, I'm really having trouble to find things to say about duels if you don't notice. Build battle. Everyone starts by voting on a theme to build on. Then you spend the next 5 minutes building that theme. I have no idea how to make pixel art in Minecraft, so I just did one that said vote legendary please, because legendary is the highest vote you can give. After the 5 minutes ends, everyone votes on the builds, and whoever gets the best votes wins. The voting system is slightly flawed though, because you see this screenshot, this is the build that won, and this was definitely not in the category. Build battle is a pretty solid game. I think it's quite fun. I could enjoy playing it if it was the game I had to play for the rest of my life and nothing else, so I think it deserves A tier. Bed Wars. This game is a fucking masterpiece, like it's just beautiful. It's the best thing ever made. I'm only saying this because I just won the game I played, and if I'd lost the game I've played, what I'd be saying would be very different. So the game starts, you spawn in your base, you walk into the forge, you wait some time, and then you buy stuff with the resources, you defend your bed maybe, then you bridge, then you have an epic PvP battle with everyone in the game. There's a lot more details I could go into, and there are also some team modes of Bed Wars. Solo fucking sucks, but I need to keep the video short, as I mentioned before. I've played Bed Wars for well over 1,000 hours, and I plan to get to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I plan to go for the rest of my life because this game is just so fucking good. So I think S tier 100%, because I've basically just devoted my life to this in the last 2 years. So yeah. So in the morning in my time zone, there's not much players on Hypixel. There's like 30,000, which is about half of what there is right now. It's 3:24 PM, and there was like no one on the games in the bottom row. So I wanted to say just okay, ain't no one playing Smash Heroes, so I'll just end the video. But as the day went on, the server got more players, so there was actually people playing those games. So I think I have to make a thing for some of them now. Classic games. Quakecraft was the only one that I could really queue. So it's a bit like Quake, which is a game apparently, and you shoot people. Yeah, that's about it. There are some more games in the classic games, but I'm too lazy to play them, and most of them aren't queuing. D tier. Blitz survival games. If you haven't watched Hunger Games, then I can explain it for you. You spawn in a thing with quite a lot of other people, and there's some chests in the middle. When you're released from the cage, you try and get everything from the chests, and as soon as you're released, PvP is enabled. So you get stuff from the chests, and then you do epic PvP, and then you run away and try to get more stuff and kill people, and that's about it. B tier. The pit. So the pit is just fucking boring. It's just like jump down into a pit, click on people, and die to someone who actually has stuff. There's like nothing else in it, but it has 400 players, so I have to mention it. D tier. There's Warlords, Smash Heroes, and Mega Wars left, but my PC is not ready to accommodate any more game footage. And who the fuck's playing Warlords? It's got like 10 players on it. Mega Wars, like who even plays that? Like 200 people up.
But that's beside the point.
My PC is not ready to accommodate more video, so I guess this is the end of the video.